All right, we are back with another hip hop breakdown. Today, I got the talented and lovely assistant here, Amy, helping out. So let's get right into it. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. All right, so what we got today, this is called the Steve Martin. The Steve Martin. All right, breaking it down, the move itself, it doesn't seem that hard. However, when you're doing it, or when I teach it, there's a lot of pitfalls, a lot of common mistakes that the body, if you've never done it before, the body's just not trying to cooperate. So I'm gonna try to point those out, and as you're doing this, make sure you watch out for this. All right. So we're gonna basically do this one step at a time, and also make sure to watch the end, because what I do is, instead of just doing the breakdown for you, I show a piece of the class how we train to get the moves down. So hopefully you're gonna like that. Drop me a comment below. Let me know if that's gonna be helpful. All right, here we go. Let's get right into it. This is our halftime. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now, when I actually do this in class, we focus on one thing at a time. Even though in the breakdown, I'm showing you what the arms are doing, what the legs are doing, it sometimes is really hard to focus. So I'm gonna point this now. So don't worry about the arms right now. Just follow the legs. Now, the way we're standing here, I have my left leg front, right leg back. Okay. Right on the 1, you see how I'm bending. Both legs bend at the same time. Both legs bend. Okay. It's a little bit harder to tell this, but you could see that Amy's left knee is slightly bent. It should be more bent so you could see the hips sink. 1, and on the end, both legs straightens out when both feet touch the ground. 1 and 2. All right, both legs bend. So make sure on the beat, 1 and 2, and on the 1, on the 2, on the 3, on the 4, every time you count a number, both knees are bent. And on the end, which is between the beats, your legs straighten up. So you're going up. So it's down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay? Just watch that for a second. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right? So for this one, I'm just gonna stop. We're gonna work on just spinning on this side. The hardest part about this move is probably the transition from going from one side to another side, where you pivot and your body turn. So let's go to that part right now. Okay, I'm gonna rewind it real quick here. 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Watch. Let me go from the top one more time. So if you have 1 and 2 and 3 and on the end, I want you to focus your attention right here. Okay. So that's 3. On the end, as I'm coming up, I'm gonna pivot on the ball of my feet. 3 and right there, that slight pivot. 3 and on the 4, I bend down again. This is kind of hard doing it slow because the balance is a little bit hard to maintain. But that's the idea. 3 and that's 4, and on the end I put my leg down, and then here I go to 5. Okay, so we're gonna work on 5 on the next segment. But right now, work on this. All right. And then the arms. Let's go back and watch the arms. Arms is gonna be pretty simple. We're gonna repeat itself. Right on the 1, you're gonna cross your arms. See, cross your arms on the 1, 2, you open up, and 3 and 4. So arm just basically cross and open, and we're gonna continue that throughout the rest of the moves. All right. Okay, here we go. Now we're gonna do this one a little bit faster, which is on beat. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I just stopped at 5 because we're gonna work on the other side later. Let's watch this one more time with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. That's good. That's good. Let me see if I can point out some pitfalls. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. So this and this is where I want to point out. Let's watch Amy, for example. A lot of students do this, and it's normal when you first do it, but I just want to point out why sometimes it doesn't look as right here on that bounce right there. You see how right on the 4, it's really it takes a lot of focus to try to bounce on that 4. And even with me, you see the angle, it's not as pronounced. So be on the lookout when you're bouncing on the 4, when you're bending on the 4, because you just came off of a pivot. It's a little bit harder, but be on the lookout for that, okay? One more time. Let's watch Amy for a second right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. See that little 4? She just have a very slight bounce. And we got to work on that bounce a little bit better. Make that bounce good. One more thing also, there's the leaning of the body. Watch the body when I lean. 1. See, on the 1, Amy has a nice lean too. 1, we're leaning forward. 2, we're leaning back. 2 on the 2. Right there, I'm not leaning back. So this is actually pretty bad. So this is actually a good demonstration of how not to do it. Let me go back to here. This is a better example of how to do it. You see how on the 2 we're both leaning back. That's what we want to do. Okay. So on the 2 you're leaning back. Okay, let's go to here again. 1, 2. So this is not a good example, but we want to lean back on the 2. 3, that's good. We're leaning forward. 4 is good because I'm still leaning, still with that lean. So I'm leaning back on that one. It makes sense? Hopefully it does. All right, now we're going to do the same thing, but opposite side. So again, if you just train one side, you'll be good at pivoting one way, but you got to train both sides. So you got to pivot both ways. Okay, here we go. Now, right leg in the front. This is 5, 6. You see how I'm leaning back? Amy's not quite leaning back far enough, but the idea is if the whole class, as everybody's leaning forward and back, it looks nicer. 1, 2, 3 right here. Watch for the pivot. Watch for the pivot. 3 and right there. Okay, and 4. 4 is that little bounce, bending of the knee, bending of the knee, and then we repeat. Okay. So let's watch that part tempo. And since we're going this side and we just did 1, 2, 3, 4, the count is actually starts on the 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we repeat the 1. Okay. So in our class, basically what we do is we do this 2 for 2 8 counts. Now, if you're practicing at home, I would highly suggest that you do this more than 2 8 counts. 4 8 counts. See if you could do it for 4 or even 8. If you could do it for 8 counts straight, if you videotape yourself, study yourself like this, watch out for that bending of the knee on the turn. If you could do that, I think this move would be really, really good for you. All right, one more time. Let's watch this whole thing from the top. 2 8 counts. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this move is very bouncy. It should be very bouncy. And it rocks forward and back, forward and back. All right. So in this class right now, we're only doing for 2 8 counts. Again, you could do it for a lot more. What I want to do now is give you segments of how the class is training it. So we got about 10 to 12 minutes of video after this. Feel free to watch it and drill with the class if you like. All right. In some parts of the class, I use time lapse so you can see different students practicing with it. As always, if you haven't hit the like button, please do so. And if you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. It helps out with the channel. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. Leaked. This one is called Steve Martin. Steve Martin. Who's heard of Steve Martin? The comedian. Yeah. So this whole style was kind of named after him. here. And same thing, 90% here, 10% here. Okay? So now we're going to go to 100%, which looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes? Okay? So once you get your leg up, good. But also don't forget the angle. Okay? Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Yes? Let's try that for 180 count. Okay?
Josh, am I in the frame right here? Check to see if I'm
Yeah, your head's like right on the line. There you go.
Is that?
Yeah.
Okay, so when we do this transition drill, you're gonna go like this. We're gonna go 1, we got 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna hold this. 3. From here, I'm gonna pivot on my toe, and I'm just gonna